Good morning. I've got a little bit of time this morning before I need to head off and pick the kids up. They were with my mum last night, and what I've done is I've come down to this place. I've been before. I came down. If you look behind me, you'll probably see the viaduct. Some nice landscape shots from that a little while ago. What I've come down for today is the wildlife. I've got a new bit of kit that I'm really happy with. And this place is just, I'll let you have a little look around in a minute, but it's really open. There's some good scrubland, trees behind me, as you can see. And it stretches quite a long way. So I thought it'd be a good place. And do you know what? I just came through them trees you can see behind into this spot. I could hear lots of birds in the trees. I'm no expert on bird identification by sight, let alone by the calls or the sounds. But what I do know is there's 4, maybe 5 different bird calls that I've heard. So there's plenty here. You might be able to hear them now. Well, the motorway's a little way over there, so it's a little bit noisy here. So there's plenty of them here, and I just came out of them trees there, and there was what I thought was a crow at first, but it wasn't. It was some form of raptor, something that I really want to get a photo of, and it hovered around a little while before I turned around. Hovered around here for a little while, and then disappeared off over into that kind of industrial bit that you can see. So who knows? Maybe it'll come back. Maybe it won't. We'll see. But I'm going to sit it out for a little while and see what turns up. There's seen a couple of rabbits and things as well, so there's plenty here. And I just really want to get to grips with the new lens. So I'm going to sit down, get comfy, and I'll tell you a bit more about this lens, how I'm getting on with it so far. I've also brought my tripod, which I haven't used so far with this lens, but I haven't brought it for that reason. The landscape here is just cool. I've wanted to take a picture of this tree with the viaduct for a while. It just doesn't quite work. The composition just isn't there. There's too much. It's just not quite right. But I might try again today. Let's see. We've got quite a nice moody sky today. So that's the plan. Let's wait and see what happens. Well, sorry, I'm a bit getting comfy on this log. Unbelievably, I didn't have to wait too long. I saw the bird come back over them trees that it disappeared behind. But not 1, 2. And they've been dancing around in the sky for the last 10 minutes, 15 minutes. 2 of them. One looks much bigger than another. I don't know if that's a male and a female or a young one and an adult. I don't know. The light's terrible, but It's crazy to think all the chasing around I've done up and down the countryside, the lanes, trying to find places to see these birds and photograph them. Yes, kit was a restriction for a while, but I think even if I had the kit, I wouldn't have got great shots. Maybe once or twice, but not very often. So anyway, today, this is that spot that's right on my doorstep. Nobody comes to it. Nobody's here. I just heard the bird of prey again. It's amazing. So privileged to have such countryside on our doorstep. And really, this is just a bit of wasteland. But here it is, and here the birds are here. And I think hope I've got some shots of them. Like I say, if the light was a bit better, I would have some crackers, I'm sure. I'm starting to get a bit greedy now, though, and think that if I can get to know their behaviour well, clearly they hunt here. That's why I thought it'd be good, because there's lots of hiding places, lots of high perches for the birds, but a big open expanse of meadowland where they can hunt. It's just perfect, and there's no people here. Always a bonus. Oh, I'm so pleased. So pleased. Even if the pictures don't come out well, because the light is terrible, I'm just so pleased. There's one just disappeared behind me somewhere, and I think this one just appeared on the horizon over them far trees. The sun's threatening to come out, so we'll see. I'll stay here for a bit longer. I've got to get on soon to go and pick the kids up, like I said, but I'll hang it out for as long as I can. Lens, this one, it's Canon zoom lens EF 100 to 400, 4.5 to 5.6 aperture, IS USM, blah blah blah. Sorry, I shouldn't be flipping that, should I? So why I got it is the range. 400 is longer than my previous long lens that was 300, Tamron 70 to 300. I can't remember all of the letters after that one. But it was an old lens, but it got me going. But this has got image stabilization, which is a massive help for me, for anyone, when you're at long focal range. And it's really good. It's the first lens I've had that has image stabilization, and it really works. I'm amazed. I'm amazed at just how good it is. You know, when you half press the shutter to focus on your subject, the image just locks steady. You still have to do a lot of manual corrections, but when you're hand holding like I am to try and track these birds as they're flying past, it all works really well for me. The other thing that's really good is the autofocus is super fast. It's got a little button on the side that takes it from a minimum of 1.8 up to 6.5 meters. So what that means is anything less, when it's on the 6.5, anything less than 6.5 meters, it won't focus on. So it's from 6.5 to infinity. And what that's doing is it's just helping the autofocus work faster. So you can go down to 1.8. And when I was using it in my back garden the other day, I was actually flicking between the two. But that's fine, it really helps, it really speeds things up. So for the likes of today, where I'm photographing birds that are way off, obviously over 6.5 meters away, you just leave it on that setting and it works really fast. Flick and you're there. So all these things are really helping me. It's absolutely rock solid. Camera gear goes out, and as you've just seen, my bag's a bit beaten up, but I use my gear, it comes out with me. So this thing will be going everywhere with me that I expect to find some wildlife, and probably where I don't expect, just in case. So I'm absolutely made up. I've got it second hand. I mean, it's an old lens now. I think it was early 90s. I'll flash the year on the screen when it first came out. So this is second hand. I got it off MPB. It's a great trade-in place, website. I bought all of my camera gear from there, and it's all been perfect working order, top drawer. So although I really love my landscapes, and indeed this very spot, you've seen a few landscapes that I've taken, I do love wildlife. So I'm really excited to get to know this lens better. And get closer to some wildlife. This is going to be great when I take you fishing with me. You see so much wildlife when you go fishing. The only thing I haven't quite mastered yet is editing the images that it produces. It's very different from my other lenses. My other lenses pretty much, I've got quite a distinctive style from my photographs. On my other lenses I can pretty much edit a very similar way, and they come out how I want them to. But this is reproducing colours so much better, contrast is so much more, so already I've had to take saturation off, pull contrast out where I was adding it in before. I'm having to take it out a little bit now to get the same kind of look to the images that I like. So I'm still learning on that front. As far as getting to grips with the camera itself, the hardware, I'm absolutely in love with it. So hopefully I can put some icing on the cake for this video and show you some raptor photographs. No doubt you'll know better than I am what they actually are. Buzzards, I guess. We'll see. Catch you later.